Hey everyone, I have or I wanted to make a video because I just got done with the project and I'm really happy with how it turned out because it was very daunting for me. I've been going a little bit stir crazy for some reason, and I was looking at all the wood pieces that I have. You know, I have like these bins and bins full of Lara's Craft wood pieces because I scored hugely a couple years ago on Craigslist, and probably like over a year ago I had bought several several books on using the wood pieces and all that jazz. Here's another one, the pots. And I think mainly I didn't do anything in them because you know, the painting looked kind of daunting for me. You know, I still can't figure out how they managed to blend the colors so well in such a small little tiny space. Like, I can picture myself blending colors on a big canvas. I can't picture myself blending colors perfectly on a little tiny 1-inch piece. So I don't know, I always thought this was the coolest stuff, but it always seemed too daunting for me. But I decided to just suck it up and make something from one of the books, and it didn't turn out exactly how the book instructed, but it turned out fairly well, and I'm pretty gosh darn happy with it for my first one. And hold on. Okay. So what I made, and it's still wet, but I wanted to make the video before I went to bed, was this door hanger, and I'm absolutely in love with it. Oh my goodness. I could not be happier. And I did have a few screw-ups, and my hand is really shaky. Like, it's so shaky, it's not funny. So I had quite a few screw-ups, but I got through it, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So, yes, I thought he was so cute. So, I painted one of these door hangers that I had, and for some reason there's not as much space as the picture in the book, so I probably don't have a large enough door hanger. I don't know what brand this is, because the book that I got, this pattern, I guess you could say, was a Lara's Craft book, a Lara's Craft brand book. It's called Wouldn't It Be Fun? Wouldn't it be fun? And I took my label off the store hanger, so I don't know what brand it is. But anyways, things are a little bit more squeezed on there than in the picture, but it worked out fine. So I painted it vintage white, I think. Yeah. Folk art vintage white. And then, let me see if I can find a picture for you. In the book, there's like this, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell, but there's like this perfect green shading around the edges. Well, obviously I don't know how to do that, and the book tells you to just apply it with a brush, with one of those angled brushes. It's like you can't get it to blend well with an angled brush, but I did the best I can, or the best I could. What I ended up doing was I took I think it was called Real Green, Apple Barrel Real Green, and I mixed it with water even though it was already really watery. And then I applied it around the edge and then wiped it off with the paper towel. So that's about as good as I got. You know, I obviously don't know what the heck I'm doing. So, the lettering, I used an Elmer's Painter black pen. And this was the fine tip. And I was kind of worried because for a couple years now I've been looking at Walmart and they never have their ultra fine tip pens in stock. You know, the ones that write like this thick lettering here, that's their fine tip. And they've never had their ultra fine tips in stock. So I haven't been able to buy one. So I was really worried because I didn't know how to, you know, do the little tiny skinny lines next to the thick lines. And I was messing around with some of my, I think they're ballpoint. I don't know what kind of pens they are. I tried this one first, and whenever you'd put the pen tip down, it'd leave this big bubble of ink, so obviously I couldn't use that one. So then I tried this one, and it worked really well. I don't know what kind of pen it is. It just says a Pilot G-207. That's all I know about the pen, but it worked perfectly as a substitute for a paint pen. So that's what I did, put, you know, that's what those little skinny lines are, is that pen. And then same with these little squigglies here. And then the bunny, the bunny consists of, and this is all Lara's craft brands. So it consists of, I'm just looking for the page again. Adorable, like DOORABLE, which is, you know, just a door hanger. And it's LAH100. 2 stockings, which is U11028. 2 arms, which is U10815. A large teardrop, U10059. And a small teardrop, U10060. Okay. I thought I would tell you the serial numbers because you really can't get this stuff anymore. Like Lara's craft brand, it's so limited in the craft stores now, and it's way overpriced. So a lot of the odder shapes you just can't find anymore. I realized after I put this bunny together that I made a little bit of a boo-boo, because the bunny's feet right here, these are actually called angel arms. They're meant to be arms on wooden angels, but they're used as feet in this pattern. But I realized that one angel arm is thicker than the other, so apparently in my bucket of small wooden pieces, I had several different angel arm brands. You know, it wasn't just Lara's craft brand in there. There was a couple other brands, so one foot is thicker than the other, but you really can't tell unless you're really looking at it. And then I didn't have a small teardrop, which is what the head is. So I took a wooden disc. I don't know what size it is. It's probably a 1.5 inch wooden disc, about, or 1 1/4 inch. And I just cut the sides off with my scissors and then sanded it down to make a teardrop shape, and it turned out really well. And then the ears are the stockings, and the body is the large teardrop. So I use this medium pink paint pen, Elmer's pink paint pen, to do the pink coloring and the shading on the ear and underneath the chin and the feet. And then I used my weird pen to do all the stitch marks. And then the little flowers were done by dipping a skewer in paint and just putting little daubs of paint on there. So anyways, I'm really happy with the end result. Midway through, I kind of wanted to stop working on it and just shove it aside, but I wouldn't let myself, because I'm waiting for, I'm working on a project for a contest right now, and I'm waiting for the glitter to dry, because I had to glue the glitter on, and you can't heat, I don't want to heat up the glue and make it bubble, so I have to let it dry at room temperature. Anyways, so this was a project to, I don't know, keep me busy. And I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. Especially with my shaky hands. I had to redo the face. There's another bunny face on the other side of this face because I was so unhappy with it. So I just flipped it around and did a new face. And I couldn't get the whiskers symmetrical. That was one of the difficulties I had with this. And then another difficulty I had making this was the little lines next to the thick letters. You know, the little outlining lines. I don't know what you call them. But my hand is so shaky when I write. So it looks a little cattywampus. But I don't know. I think for my first one, I'm very happy with it. And yeah. I'm not sure who I will be giving this to. I don't know who would want a door hanger that says have a hoppy day. I'm proud of myself that I used a book I bought, you know, over a year ago, and I'm proud of myself I used some wooden pieces that I never touched. I think that's what I'm most proud of. I might try and do this froggy one next. Because I bought the, this lily pad here. Those are, paint palette wood pieces. Wood-shaped pieces. And I bought some at the antique store. And I'm sure I've got hearts. I'm sure I've got circles. I've got the wooden feet here for the eyes. I don't know what these legs are. I'll have to look through the instructions, but... And I wanted to do this angel one too. I'd have to make a teardrop, a small teardrop, and I might have primitive hearts. Those are primitive hearts. But yeah. Anyways, I guess that's it. I hope you guys have a good weekend. I'm probably gonna be busy working on the store. Getting some more jewelry up, and then I've got a whole bunch of stuff that's not jewelry related. Like I've got a whole bunch of cross-stitched welcome signs and some other stuff that I need to put up there. I've just been lazy about taking pictures. So anyways, I guess, yeah, I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.